Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Marvel Universe Union Jack action figure set. This figure set is number 26 in Series 1 of the Marvel Universe figures, and was released in 2008 or 2009. I found this figure set at a Walmart earlier in 2010, and it was selling for, I believe, $8. Taking a look at the figure here in the package, you can see that this figure actually represents Great Britain pretty well, much like Captain Britain. He's got the Union Jack all over his costume, so you know where this guy is coming from. This figure set comes with a couple of weapon accessories here, a knife and a revolver pistol there, and behind the figure you can see the top secret envelope. Taking a look here at the back of the package, you see a description here of Union Jack and other figures in Series 1. You have Hobgoblin, Iron Man, and the Red Hulk. Let's go ahead and take this guy out of the package and we'll be right back. Okay folks, we have Union Jack out of the package, and we'll go ahead and go over the items that come with the figure first. First up, we have the top secret folder here, and it contains the Fury Files code here, which is going to be inactive, if not already inactive. And we also have here the Superhuman Registration Act card for Union Jack on there, and a nice picture of the character there on the other side, and a top secret memo from Maureen Raven to the S.H.I.E.L.D. director, talking about Union Jack and how he could be a threat to S.H.I.E.L.D. on there, and utilizing a character named Spitfire, I guess to plot him against Blade, so to take each other out basically. But very interesting on reading on this one. Now on to the figure, which is sort of all sorts of wonkiness with this guy, and we'll go over each of the things with this figure. First up, take a look at the head sculpt here. It's very plain. It's just basically a mask with two holes for the eyes on there, and just not much detail. You can see some detail here at the ridge of the nose of the mask, but that's about it. And of course the eyes of the figure there. So pretty basic, but as far as the torso is concerned, it's very nicely painted with the Union Jack flag painted on the torso on both the front and the back here. And this figure is wearing a nice detailed belt. You can see some of the pouches on there. You can see the holster for the pistol, the sheath for the knife on there, and some more pouches here in the back. And this belt is glued on to the figure. It's not loose. What is loose on this figure are these bands, I guess these belt straps on here, and they're unpainted red plastic. And there's one on each of the wrists and one on each of the ankles, but they're so loose at the ankles and wrists, I decided just to push them up towards the calf here and to the forearm here, just to keep them in place. Otherwise they just flop around on the arms, even though I don't think it's accurate. I think it's actually closer to the wrists and ankles, but just to prevent them flopping around, I just scooted them up on there. You can see some of the detail on the straps there. It's kind of neat on that. And the figure, as I mentioned, does come with a couple weapon accessories. We have here a revolver type pistol and a knife here. Unfortunately, the hands are sculpted so that only one weapon can be held at a time. This hand here, I think, based on the photo of the figure on the card, he was wielding the pistol in this particular hand, but his hands are so open he can't hold either the pistol or the knife. And I find it interesting on the picture that he's holding the pistol here and yet his holster's over here. So I found that kind of interesting. And another thing with the pistol, with this hand here, there is no separate finger sculpt put around the trigger. So he basically has to hold the handle of the pistol like that with no finger in the trigger there. So it's funny. Found that kind of interesting. And the pistol, you can see some of the details of the pistol. It's back. Pretty basic on there. Not too much detail on there. And it fits in the holster alright. I'll just put that in there. If I can squeeze it in there. And it fits just like here, and it gets up into his rib area as well as the knife. I think the handle on the knife is a little too long. It's actually going into his armpit area, so that's just a little too long, that knife handle there. And one other wonky thing, and I don't think it's because of the character. I think it's because of the probably the production facilities. He's got this stubby right foot. You can just compare the feet on there. You can see his right foot is a lot stubbier and shorter, and I think it's probably because of something happening in the factory. You can see, but it looks pretty funny when you compare the other foot on there. And his knee here is a little bit bent on there, but otherwise it's an alright figure. It's a figure I did not expect to see. I just do not normally see this kind of figure on the pegs, and as soon as I saw it I went ahead and picked it up, because I just, like I said, I don't see this figure on the shelves that often, and I thought it was my only time to actually pick this guy up. But going over the articulation of this figure, the head does go all the way around and slightly goes up and down. The arms do go all the way around, and they do go out and in. The arms rotate at the upper bicep, and it has a single joint at the elbow, and the hands rotate at the wrist. As I showed you earlier, this one is open and this one is really open. The torso does go down and back, and does go all the way around as well. No waist articulation. The legs are joined at a ball joint there, at a ball socket joint, and the legs do go up, down, a little bit to the back and out to the side. No thigh articulation. There's double hinges at the knee, and the feet have a hinge joint so it can point down and up, and also go all the way around. Overall, barring the wonkiness on this figure, it's a nicely designed figure. Very obscure character, I have to admit. I don't know anything about this guy. And if you can find him, pick him up, because he has a nice design with that Union Jack on his costume. And I don't think this guy is a common figure. I think this is a harder to find figure, because you just really don't see this kind of figure on the shelves. But if you see one, I'd recommend go ahead and pick him up. But this is my casual peek into the Marvel Universe, Union Jack. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.